A must-see upcoming play takes an exploration of 1950s suburbia. And here to tell us more about that is Greg Anderson and Cheryl Baker. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Tell us, Greg, about your character.
My character? Well,
I'll just put you on the spot, right?
Okay, well, I can tell you right now. First of all, the play is called Everything in the Garden.
Everything in the Garden.
And it's a love story about my beautiful wife, Jenny, and I, who are in this late 50s kind of world of suburbia, keeping up with the Joneses, you know, the classic housewife, working husband. And, you know, like most couples, we have sort of challenges in our relationship, and some of those revolve around money.
You don't say.
No, it's like some things never change. And like I said, it's a love story, and it's determining how one, you know, continues to love one another, even though we sometimes change and we sometimes do things and find out things about each other that we may not necessarily like.
Right.
So we kind of have to go through that whole journey. And along the way, there's some mystery and there's some intrigue. There's some shady characters in there. So it's quite an interesting little story, even though it's, you know, all contained within our short little play.
Sounds like a lot of little twists and turns that
there is.
Keep you captivated.
There are, very much so. It's directed by this lovely lady here, and we have a great cast. Jenny, my wife, is played by Tony Redmond, and she's got years and years of experience behind her as well. Everyone knows Al Glover. He's famous within the Laguna Woods community, and of course we have the lovely Carol Glenn, who is plays the mysterious Ms. Tooth.
Ms. Tooth. My goodness. Okay, I was going to ask Cheryl about the other characters.
Well, Mrs. Tooth is a mysterious lady. Some might call her a little bit sinister, who enters the scene and offers Jenny and Richard, but first Jenny, an interesting proposition and opportunity to solve all their money problems.
Oh, this does sound intriguing.
It does.
It's quite intriguing. It's a little bit absurd, especially if you know Edward Albee's plays, who wrote, as you said, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Okay.
But, so I don't want to say anything more, because I don't want to give it away. But I do want to tell you that it is very entertaining, it's very funny, and suspenseful,
Very.
and a little bit shocking.
A little bit.
So, yes.
You guys, you covered it all.
Yes.
I mean,
Like I said, it's a lot in a very short amount of time. But at its heart, it's a love story.
okay.
Yeah.
It's a love story about two beautiful people just in love.
Aw, and all the trials and tribulations that,
That's right.
that life just happens to bring
That's
us.
right.
'Cause
And they're about to have a
inevitably
big
it will.
party. So they have this massive argument right before the big party.
Oh no.
So we have to deal with that. So,
Yeah. That you have to change your mindset in real life, right?
Right.
Really great.
But I do want to say that it's really been a joy to direct this play, because I've had the opportunity to work with such wonderful actors. Every single one of them. Greg, Tony, Carol, Al, Esther, Artie. They are just fantastic. So please come. I know that you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah. Let's tell our viewers the details.
well, it's next Wednesday, the 25th. Doors open at 6:30 at Clubhouse 7. It's free for members of the Old Pros, and it's $5 for guests and anyone else. Okay. So, you know, get there at 6:30 and get a good seat.
Sure.
That's it.
And Cheryl, have you always been a director?
No, I haven't always been a director.
did you
I'm
get
also
into
an
that?
actor. Well, many years ago, when I was doing some acting here for the Old Pros in the Theater Guild, I asked one of the key members, Sheila was her name, I said, you know, Sheila, I would really like to direct. And she said, well, I think that would be a lovely idea. So she gave me a nice little one-act play to direct. And that was about 10 years ago, something like that. And that was my first play, directing for the
And you were
Pros.
hooked ever since?
Yeah, I love directing. It's fun. I love acting as well. They each offer very different challenges and creative skills.
Yeah, that's
So-
wonderful. And Greg, how did you get into acting?
Well, I've always liked the idea of acting, but I haven't had a lot of opportunity to do so. And so moving here, I've been here just under 2 years and got introduced to the Theater Guild and the Old Pros and just fell into it. And I've just been having a blast doing it. So I've always wanted to act, but I've never really pursued it. This place has given me that opportunity.
It kind of just opened up the doors for that
Absolutely.
ability.
Yep. And everything has been wonderful since. Yeah.
And are you constantly looking for more involvement, more acting?
The challenge is
broaden the
getting
roles?
too many things to do. I mean, I don't know. Most people that when you move here, they say, "Be careful. You're going to have to learn to say no," right? And that's the
That's a good
challenge,
thing.
right? Yeah. Because there's a lot of things that can come up, and there's things that are going to come up. Hopefully over the holidays that I get an opportunity to do, and hopefully I'll get to do more. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
constantly looking, and I know you are too, right?
He's a man in demand.
I love it. Okay, so we should wrap up with it's funny, it's suspenseful,
Yes.
it's a must-see, it's even shocking.
Yes.
Yep. Definitely shocking.
Everything in the garden. Looking forward to that. Cheryl and Greg, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
Bree.
having
Let's
us.
get out there and see that. We'll be right back after these messages.